not make sense. This episode is going to suck. I'm just trying to be 100% honest with you, to keep in line with my beliefs and the point of last week's episode called "It's Easy to Be Honest," and I don't want to lie to you. It's going to suck. It's going to suck. I'm sorry. It's already 3:45 when I'm recording this. And I woke up this morning. I went to the gym. We got a new gym at my apartment. So I went there. Today was chest and tricep day. So I worked out a little bit, came home probably like 11, and immediately had to work on my calculus homework. That's due tomorrow. And that usually takes me about all day because it's 10 questions from the entire unit that I have like a month to do, and I'll save it for the day right before it's due because I don't pay attention for the entire unit, and then we have these homework problems to do the 2 days before the test is assigned. So we have a test on Friday for my calculus class, and the homework's due tomorrow. So normally what I do, like I said, I'll save it all for the last day. That way I have one full day of just doing nothing but calculus right before the test. So I'll be in a good mindset. But I also have a quiz or a test in my algebra class tomorrow. And don't get me wrong, it's not 7th grade algebra where it's like 3x equals 12. What's x? Oh, it's 4. It's like weird algebra where you're given 3x1 plus 4x2 is equal to 19. 9x1 plus 17x2 is equal to 11. What are x1 and x2? And you have to put them in this weird format where you put the 3, the 4, and the 19, and then the 9, the 7, and 11 together, or whatever the numbers I used. All the coefficients, right? For all you that know what algebra is. I think that's the right word, coefficient. I don't know, scalar. You put all those together, and then you divide by each other and get it all sorted down to the number 1, and then you take all those number 1s, and you see the number that you're left with, and then that's the answer. So, you know why that didn't make any sense? Because it doesn't make any sense. It's not because you guys don't know what I'm talking about. It's because I don't know what anyone's talking about. But that's what you have to do. That's how you solve the problem, and it doesn't make any sense to me. But tomorrow's a test on it, so I knew I had to study for that too, because clearly I don't know what's going on. And yeah, so I had to try to figure out my day, when to do my math, my calculus homework, and when to study for my algebra test. But I think I'll just study tomorrow before class. But it's Thursday, so white coffee has to come out. I ate a sandwich just now, turkey. Yesterday I was like coming home from math, and I knew I wanted to make a turkey sandwich, and I got here, didn't have any cheese. So that sucks. I just had to eat a bunch of turkey on some bread. Also, my favorite bread of all time is Sara Lee artisanal bread. It's really thick bread. It looks like it's got a bunch of flour all over it. It's very good. Very delicious bread. They didn't have any there at the store the other day, so I had to get the brioche bread, which is also very good. It's even a little more expensive. It's even better, but I'm not going to buy it all the time. I'm going to stick to my artisanal. So what's going on with you guys? Hopefully everyone's doing all right. You know, we're only 3 minutes in. I know it's just going to suck because I haven't done anything all day the last couple days, and I'm in a rush to get this over with, but I'm going to make it at least 20 minutes long, which sounds terrifying right now. 20 minutes? We're only 4 minutes in. Let's see what else we can talk about. Yeah, I don't know. Just I have a lot of math stuff coming up, but we only got one more month left, really. And then the semester's over like December 10th, and then I got finals till the 18th. So I'm just trying to. Sometimes it's a double-edged sword where I kind of just zone out for weeks at a time and let myself just go to work, go to school, go to work, go to school, do my work. And then I look back and I realize, like, oh my gosh, an entire month just went by. Like right now, October flew by. I just let all of October slip out of my finger, slip out of my tenacious grip. Which is like a good thing in that I hate school, so it's cool that it really felt like a week, and it seriously has been an entire month went by. Kind of like in Interstellar when they go to that planet, and then they come back after like 5 minutes, and that black guy's all old. And he's like, I've been waiting 27 years for you guys to get back. Matthew McConaughey's like, well, you were only gone for like 11 minutes, my man. What's going on here? Good movie. Interstellar, great movie. Check it out. So October really flew by, which, like I said, it's kind of good because I hate school, so it's nice that it's just getting over with. But it sucks because I also like being young, and I realize, I mean, there's probably people older than me that are listening to this, but just, I'm 19, and everyone, when they're 50, is talking about, like, oh, when I was a kid, I did this, 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 and I'm just always thinking about, like, oh, I can't wait till I'm old. But that, I'm just going to get closer to dying. I need to be doing fun stuff now when I'm 19, so I don't know. Going to the gym, playing pool, playing ping pong at the new clubhouse. Like I said, if anyone wants to go to the clubhouse, come hang out with me. Like I said, if you can find my address, I'll probably hang out with you. So go ahead and look it up. But I don't know. I don't know much about working out other than you're supposed to do it more than once a week, which that's too much of a commitment for me. So I'll just do it whenever I want. I bought a blender to be able to make smoothies because the last blender we had was given to me by classic TikTok star Tyler Funk, my old roommate. Um, but I was trying to make daiquiris in it. Virgin daiquiris, don't worry. And I put ice cubes in it, like small ice. It wasn't entire huge ice cubes, but I put reasonably sized ice cubes in it. Turned it on, immediately exploded. And I was like, what the heck happened? Did the lid fall off? No, it's just a piece of ice that hit the blade and shot entirely through the blender and destroyed it. So that's useless now. I think the one major thing that you should do if you're making blenders is make sure that a piece of ice will not explode or will not destroy the entire, device. What's that called? Yeah. See, I don't know any words when I make the podcast. Like I said, the cup, the blender cup was just demolished by this piece of ice, which is not an uncommon thing to put into a blender. So that should be like your number one priority, is making sure that that will not happen. But this one did. So we've been without a blender for a while. So I had to buy one on Amazon. And it got here today at like 2:30, but I was doing math. So then when I got done at like 3:05, I was like, you know what? I got to walk to the leasing office and pick up my mail, pick up the blender. And then I realized they have the whole place closed from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock for cleaning. Because it's this new, I don't know, this new clubhouse, they have it closed at 3 o'clock and 4, from 3 to 4 to clean. Which is just, who thought of that? Clean it at 3 o'clock in the morning. Whatever. I guess it's open. Maybe, let's do some math here. It's open from 8 to 11. So that's 15 hours. What's 7 hours after 8? 2. Alright, so it's kind of right in the middle of the day, I guess. It wouldn't really make sense. Or if they're cleaning it for Corona and stuff, like they have to clean it in the middle of the day when the first half of everyone's, yeah, I don't know. Overrated. It's kind of stupid. Like all the workout equipment, they have treadmills side by side by side, but every other one has like a rope around it saying "do not use." But then all the machines, all the lifting machines, are right next to each other, and that you can use all those. So, yeah, just another reason why Corona. I'm not saying it's made up. I'm just saying these rules do not make sense. Like in class, we're in these big lecture halls where you have to sit side by side to each other. You have to be 6 feet apart from each other. So like there's 2 seats on either side of you without anyone in them. But the row in front of you, about a foot and a half in front of you, there's a kid sitting right in front of you. So I just pick a lane here. I'm not saying we need to get rid of all these limitations and let me sit on top of some kid, but I'm just saying, like, well, are you guys gonna enforce the 6 foot apart rule? Is that what you're doing here? Because you're doing a bad job. Like, just don't do anything at all if you're gonna let me sit 2 feet away from this kid. That's what a lot of my arguments come down to. With anyone in my entire life, it really comes down to just like, you clearly don't care about what you're talking about, which is just annoying. Because you're wasting my time, I guess. Don't waste my time. And not even in a selfish way, but it's like school's purposely making us go out of our way to sit away from people, but then also you can be a foot and a half away from some kid. Or if you're in the gym and you have to be apart from people on a treadmill, but if you're on a workout machine, you can be right next to them. Or you can play ping pong side by side. Like, it just doesn't, like, either go 100% or not at all. But you clearly don't care about the 6 foot rule, other than the fact that you're going to get in trouble for it. I don't know, just a rant. So, it's not all about Corona. It can also just be about someone coming up to you and saying, like, hey, how come you didn't park in this spot? And I'm like, oh, why, is that your spot? And they're like, no. Say, oh, well, then what do you care? I just made that up, so it's not a great example, but just in general, where someone, like, you can tell they're They're trying to push this crap that they don't care about. And it's just like, you're just annoying because you're just wasting my time. Find me someone who cares and I'll sit down and apologize to them. But you don't need to come up and tell me why I'm wrong if you don't care about it. Very annoying. I have all my math notes in front of me right now. It's very intimidating. I'm talking incredibly fast as if that's going to get this podcast over quicker. Whereas in reality, it's making it slower. Because I probably maybe if you guys watch this episode at half speed, then you could have a full podcast for the day. Maybe I should be in a rush every day because it makes me talk quick, which is a little more interesting. You don't realize how much time's gone by for as long as I've been talking. I'm shaking right now. Can you tell I'm shaking my leg? Does it sound like I'm going You know what does make me want to shake? The song of the day. And you know what? I haven't even picked a song of the day, so what we're going to do is just go into my music and click the shuffle button. Because maybe, clearly it's a song I like, but I have like 1,000 songs. Maybe it's a song I'll hate. So we're just going to click shuffle and see the first song that comes up. Ooh, this is a good one. Simon and Garfunkel's Mrs. Robinson. I'm sure I can't play much of this, so I'll skip right to the middle of it. It's a good song. Like I said, that was probably too long, but that's a great song. Great song. That's a great car ride song. If you have the windows down in the spring, I highly recommend it. Mrs. Robinson, Simon and Garfunkel, the great band. That's of course the theme song to The Graduate, or like half the theme song. I don't know. They did the entire soundtrack for the movie though, basically. If you haven't seen the movie The Graduate, I highly recommend it. In fact, why won't that be the movie of the day? So let's look up the plot summary of what's it called? The Graduate? Yeah. From 1967. Benjamin Braddock has just finished college and back at his parents' house. He's trying to avoid the one question everyone keeps asking. What does he want to do with his life? An unexpected diversion crops up when he is seduced by Mrs. Robinson, a bored housewife and a friend of his parents. But what begins as a fun tryst turns complicated when Benjamin falls for the one woman Mrs. Robinson demanded he stay away from, her daughter Elaine. So yeah, Dustin Hoffman gets seduced by his neighbor or whatever, his parents' friends, and he gets sick of her and then falls in love with his daughter. And the word tryst I couldn't understand. T-R-Y-S-T. Is it pronounced tryst? That's going to be the word of the day, because clearly I don't know what it means, but it sounds incredible. A private romantic rendezvous between lovers. Interesting. It's a noun. T-R-Y-S-T. Go ahead and use that in your essay. Your love essay. I love essay. Great movie. Dustin Hoffman. Classic. The Graduate. That's the movie I watched the day I went to New York to see Joe List, and I dressed up as they were dressing in The Graduate because I thought it was a cool look. I wore a dress shirt and a jacket, which isn't anything crazy. Walter White wears that all the time. But I was wearing it. And then I was talking to Joe List, and he said I look like a college basketball statistician. Yeah, very funny, Joe. Let's see. It's not fun to look up Google Images on a podcast because you can't see what I'm saying. But I'm going to look up college basketball statistician. See what they look like. Images here. Sorry, I got to type it in quick. That's not what they look like. This guy's wearing a polo. That guy's wearing a cardigan. Very funny, Joe. Yeah, you just knocked yourself down a level on my book. How far are we? 13:42. That's just great. And I got to go to work at 4:40. I hear a guy coughing outside, probably smoking a cigarette right outside my door. I have my window open. My bedroom window is directly above the landing, or the patio, or whatever you want to call it. The porch. Is the patio only on the back? No, the front patio. Front porch. Back porch. I don't know. That's an interesting question. I got to go to work at 4:40. Right now, it's 3:59. So I'm trying to get crap done. Whereas, like I said, I guess I'm just gonna have to come home and study for that test tomorrow because I got my homework done, and then I'm gonna have to study all weekend for my calc test. Yeah. See, it's nice to ramble into a microphone because then you kind of piece your thoughts together. So sorry if you guys realize I'm using you as a way to perfect my agenda. Right. What else is going on? I had some spaghetti yesterday. You know, you have to carbo load before you go on and run or exercise. I don't know if that's true. I know it helps, but I don't know if it makes any sense for work or for lifting. I know it'll work for like running because you don't run out of energy, but if you're only lifting for like an hour, come on, you're not running out of energy. I watched the movie Office Space yesterday, a hilarious movie by Mike Judge. I think I talked about the movie Idiocracy before. This one came out before Idiocracy and was a little funnier than Idiocracy. Much funnier. Not that Idiocracy wasn't funny, but this one was much funny. It was a funny line in the movie. This guy hates his job, and he was talking to his neighbor. He's like, you know what? What would you do if you had $1,000,000? Like, you didn't have to work. What would you do? I don't remember what the guy said. Oh, he said I'd do 2 girls at the same time. Funny response, funny response. And then he says, what would you do? And the guy answered. The guy who hates his job answered. He said, I wouldn't do anything. And the guy was like, you don't need to be a millionaire to do nothing. Heck, my cousin does nothing and he's broke. It's a very, very funny line. Just a funny line. That's not the funniest line in the movie. Don't get me wrong, but just a funny movie. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it. I hadn't watched it until yesterday, but I bought it and I had heard good things, and I finally decided to bite the bullet and watch Office Space. Sorry. Well, we're at the 16-minute mark. I know this episode sucks. Hopefully it doesn't suck, but I want you to know that I can acknowledge that it's not as good as it really should be. So of course we're wrapping up here, and we got to do the classic check the YouTube notes while we're ending the episode. See how last episode did. Got to go to videos. We're losing subscribers at every second here. I don't think we've budged since we started this channel back up, which is all right. All right, we had 32 views on the last episode, 54 from the Tuesday episode. So very cool, very cool. Gotta love the enthusiasm. We had 103 on the I like a lot of weird stuff episode. That was surprising. So I just like to thank you guys for sharing these episodes and posting them on whatever social media or texting them to your friends or something. I mean, 30 views an episode, that's still surprising. Like 30 people are watching this. It's easy to be honest, got screwed over because the song in it got copyright striked. Hopefully this song didn't get copyright strike, but who knows? It probably will. It's Simon and Garfunkel. They're popular. But I like doing this stuff, even if it's only for 30 people. But, I mean, I would gladly do it for more than 30. So don't let that hold you back if you want to show it to random people. And maybe YouTube can freaking pump it up again like they did with that one episode where we got over 1,000. That was fun. I don't know why they don't do that more often. Just do all the hard work for me. Do all the hard work for me, YouTube. You just go post it. I'll do nothing special, and then you can go post it to 1,000 more people. That'd be nice. Either way, I like making the podcast. I think I have a hair stuck in the back of my throat. Shoot, what was I just about to say? I don't know, just about the videos, I guess. Like, we kind of jump back and forth on how many views we get. But it wasn't so bad. Today's episode wasn't so bad, I don't think. Like I said, maybe it was. I don't know what to say here. I know I had a thought, but it's kind of I'm trying to talk and also think about the thought that I was thinking about. I don't know. I had a closing remark just about the fact that it's classic to end the episode by talking about YouTube. So, of course, check back. I was gonna say follow Twitter, follow the White Coffee Twitter, but that really wouldn't make a difference. The only reason I use the Twitter is to post, hey, a video got uploaded today. And if you're a fan enough to follow the Twitter, then you already know that an episode got uploaded today, so it really doesn't matter. And I don't even bother tweeting anymore anyway, for that exact same reason. Everyone that cares enough to even go click on a video because I tweeted about it is probably already going to watch the video anyway. Yeah, so I like making the podcast today, but I can't let it get in the way of getting my calculus homework done. But I had a 30-minute window before work that I thought it wouldn't hurt to jump on and record a quick ep, even if it sucked. I don't even know what. If you asked me one thing I talked about today, I'd say I don't know, math, Mrs. Robinson by Simon and Garfunkel. So I hope this was an easy episode for you to pay attention to. It's only 20 minutes long. I talked at 15 times the normal speed as I do. And hopefully it'll get uploaded before I go to work. But I told you I'd make it 20 minutes long, so I'll make it to the 20-minute mark. But either way, I hope you guys had a great week. Of course, I hope this episode gets over 35 views. By next week, we'll see by Tuesday how good we did. But of course, that being said, I will see you all on Tuesday with the next episode of White Coffee.